What's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. Today's post is titled Impulse, and as this is a dialogue between Matias and his higher self, I'll be referring to Matias as me and his higher self as I am. I am. What do you want to be when you grow up? Me. I guess I'm old, right? I am. Have you lost the ability to push yourself forward? When did you stop dreaming? Me. If you mean what I hope to be more forthcoming, yeah, I think I might have an idea. I am. You have not understood me. The question is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I don't do it to you, but to your inner child. Do you remember what you wanted to be when you grew up? Me, yes, I wanted to be a veterinarian and a school teacher. I am. Tell me why. Me, well, I grew up in a house with a huge yard where I had lots of animals. My first pet was a turtle, and it's an animal that still fascinates me today. But as a child, I spent hours observing them. I lived in a time when it was very common to give animals as gifts, not like now. And for my birthdays, everyone brought me different animals. I got to have 50 in the garden. Pigeons, rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs, pheasant, chickens, turtles, dogs, canaries, toads, fish, ducks. And this led me to think that I should dedicate my life to it. Because in a way, I thought that humans weren't worth it because they hurt themselves, and animals were real victims. So I started researching how their bodies worked. My mother gave me a veterinary kit with all the equipment to take care of my animals. I am. And did you have someone to help you with it? Me. Actually, yes. Every week I went to the veterinary clinic that was near my house, where Dr. Pablo Miquet attended, whom I admired a lot. He, with the appearance of a scientific artist, made me love veterinary medicine. Between my 8 and 11 years, he let me witness the surgeries and help him in minor operations by passing him utensils and cleaning the area to operate. Later, in my school, I had him as a teacher, and his way of teaching made me fall in love with education. It was original, loved by all, and in a pedagogical way. It made us participate in the class and the investigation in the same way as I did in the operation. At the same time, in the same school, we had him as a teacher in a ceramics workshop where I learned to make crafts with clay. I am. We could say that this person has marked your life. Me, yeah. I've never thought of it this way. Now that you mention it, his presence detracted from everything I do. Try to understand the details of life and respect for the animal world. Try to understand the origin of the words. Speak properly. Be as pedagogical as possible. Leave the place of the teacher to be a learning partner, using art as a form of expression. Perhaps he was one of the idols of my childhood. I am. Idol comes from the Greek word eudolon, which means to see, to look at, to know. That is to say, that one that looks to learn. to know, to assimilate. It is what we hope to be. The idol marks the impulse of life and defines the will to serve. The potential that each one has inside remains latent, coiled in the DNA codes until an electrical pulse awakens it. This pulse is given by the effect that an external circumstance has on us. What we see, do, and feel in our life awakens what we carry inside. By seeing something that resonates with us externally, the magnetic field recognizes the resonance, the echo of the vibration, and awakens the energy of our body, carrying this data to the nervous system. Me. Wow. Does all of that happen when we get excited about something? I am. You call it impulse. I said the potential is already in you. External agents only produce the chain reaction that activates what is already in you. Pulsar comes from the Indo-European and Latin pel and peller, respectively, which means to push, impel, receive external pressure to make something move. The particle im comes from in, which means inside. In other words, impulse comes from the idea of an external push that is directed towards the internal, or an internal force that pushes you towards the external. Thus, while the pulse is something mechanical and systematic, like the same heart that beats and pulses incessantly, the impulse comes from a force that moves you in a specific direction towards action. Me, that is to say that the idols of our life, which we contemplate with admiration, are the key that through the external impulse awaken the potential and internal will that we call the internal impulse that leads us to act in resonance, to put ourselves at service, the will to do, to be of service, to do something like the other and for the other. I am. Now tell me, what was it that you most watched as a child and admired, be it books, people, or cartoons? Me, well, I remember there was a time when I was a fan of the Power Rangers and had all of them. I loved dinosaurs. I had many archaeology books and many toy dinosaurs. But I was even more fascinated by using the powers of those animals to do good in the world. In addition, I had a brief time where I really liked the Knights of the Zodiac, a Japanese anime series, I think. Although I was not very fond of the type of drawings, what I remember seeing with a lot of love are two drawings called Captain Planet and The Magic Bus. I am. And why do you think this aroused so much love and desire to do things? Me, well, the Knights of the Zodiac didn't wake me up at all. I just liked seeing that they were in space and the stars. But the other two, they made me feel part of something that could change the world. Captain Planet was a man with powers who came to save the world and taught ecology, nature, and the children who accompanied him represented the four elements: earth, fire, water, and air. And now that I think about it, that's what I do, even today. Wait, you mean that what I'm doing today has been conditioned by a TV cartoon from my childhood? I am. No, I'm just saying it's been boosted. You're not doing what you do for a childhood drawing because the potential of what you do, the information, was in you. However, your childhood idols awakened this information in you, which until today you had forgotten. It is thanks to the love of saving the planet since you were a child and you saw this drawing on television that you remembered everything, that you were able to discover the potential of the elements, their philosophy, and how to use them today. Me. So the magic bus makes me understand what I'm doing now. The teacher had a bus in which she took the children on excursions to learn biology, science, history, and all things through adventures in which the bus was made small or large to enter a body or go into space. Many things were learned there in a fun way, on a journey with the imagination. And I'm realizing now that I feel like the magic bus teacher. I am another impulse in your life. Pablo Mickett, Captain Planet, Magic Bus, Power Rangers, animals, education, nature. All this has been surrounding you in your childhood, giving you the impulse to do what you do today. What do you want to be when you grow up? Me, I want to be what I am today. I just realized that I'm doing what I wanted to be as a child. I am. I see that your eyes have I am. I see that your eyes have just been wet with certain tears of joy. I am. I am. I see that your eyes have just been wet with certain tears of joy while you write. While you write. The urge to move forward and want to become things that you cannot yet see how to be. You have never allowed yourself to look back and remember your question. What do I want to be when I'm older? You have realized now that your inner child allows himself to laugh and play even at 33 years old because you have dedicated your life to making his dreams come true. You have become your childhood idols, but not everyone has been so lucky. Many have forgotten this question. They have forgotten to remember. They have forgotten to remember that to be happy in life, you have to be like the child who dreams, who falls in love with existence. Look back and ask yourself the questions. What did you want to be when you were children? What did you want to become? When they saw the world around them, what motivated them to say, I want to help? What we will be in our lives is determined by what we admire, even if we fail to do so. Well, the frustration of having a life that does not meet the expectations we seek is nothing more than the reaction of those hurt and quiet children inside. Me, I have to ask myself what motivated me as a child and consider doing it again, no matter my age, allowing myself to do something that as a child I would have liked to do when I was older. It revitalizes who I am and will give me the strength to become what I hope to be in the future today. I am. The only reason many people fail to make their lives turn into what they expect of them is because they want to imitate their idols, not become them. But the real reason is because they have lost the children's ability to imagine. The potential is in you, but it will not awaken through the sacrifice of the adult, but from the game of childhood. So, Matias, what do you want to be when you grow up? Me. I want to be one of those who transform society. I want to be someone who awakens a new politics, a new system. I want to transform my country so that it is an example of the world. I am. Dream then, without sacrifice. Dream. Dream because your inner child is the creator. You have discovered today that you are today what you as a child expected to be when you grew up. Now your elder can dream what will become of an old man. The urge is there. You just have to let it out. Dare to be that child again. Me, from my heart, when I think about this, the heartbeat begins as if I felt in love. I am, because children fall in love with life, with great things, with imagination, with surprise and magic. Nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. There are no limits to the capabilities of the infant mind. But the adult, in his sacrificed limitations, not only restricts the imagination and love, but also quiets the mind and enthusiasm of children by destroying their dreams with the word, "You can't," or "You will be an adult and understand that life is not so simple." Then dreams begin to limit, and you stop waiting to be an astronaut, to have the dream of going on vacation for 15 days this summer, or having your stroller paid for in installments. The adult conforms and begins to eliminate the wills of the child, the only one capable of freeing you and becoming all that you are capable of being. Have you ever thought if adults are serious and responsible? Me. Yes, it is something illogical. I am. The heart is the center of expansion, an organ that distributes everything you receive to the rest of the body so that everyone can express themselves and fulfill their function. The heart, then, is the organ of service, of surrender, of unconditionality. And that is why from the heart, it is from where one awakens the child who, without limitations, hopes to be someone who makes a difference, creating wonders, living the magic, sharing his imagination, dreaming of being as powerful as the idols he admires. So go back a moment to your childhood, between the ages of 7 and 14, when you started looking at the world and wishing you were someone in it. Me. And they don't have to be great things, do they? I am. Oh no, anything goes. Not everyone came with the dream of saving the world. And yet, doing what they have dreamed of doing, whatever it is, or whatever, is how they will save it. I ask all of you the question, What did you want to be when you grew up? Write all this. Write who your idols were, who you admired. Maybe it was a relative, or maybe an artist, maybe the baker, maybe the president. Remember what you wanted to be when you grew up and see if you are. Ask yourself if your inner child still wants to be what it wanted and how that makes you feel. The only way to be who you want to be in your life is if you pay attention to that child that you have silenced for years inside you. Me, waking up the dream of my inner child, I stop having idols to become my own idol, contemplating myself and showing that child in me that I have been able to do it, giving them the strength so that together we dream about our future. I am. And when you have achieved it, you will ask yourself again, what do you want to be when you are even older? Me, I push myself towards service. And my greatest service is to fulfill the dream of my inner child. I am. Everything else that you set yourself as a life mission will become possible from this first delivery of love. Dream again and launch yourself to fulfill the dream that drives your heart